Hi guys, my name is Abdullah. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm actually making this tutorial for one person, but I thought why not just share it to everybody that wants to use it. I'm going to be teaching you how to make this image tracking effect in Lens Studio for filters in Snapchat. So let's go. We're going to be using this 3D artwork that I made, and I'll show you how I clean it up in Blender. So here we have the artwork, and if you notice, the character was sitting on some stones, and that is a bit too hard poly for Snapchat. So what we're going to do is delete that and get some stones that I downloaded from Sketchfab and just place it. So we're trying to get the same feel, but it's basically very much low poly. So we're going to arrange all the stones around the character and reduce the polygons for that. And then so now that the stones are arranged, then the skull also has a lot of polygons. So in Blender, we're going to use the decimate modifier. And the decimate modifier is basically going to reduce the amount of polygons. Yeah, as you can see, it's a lot of polygons. So the decimate modifier is going to reduce the amount of polygons just so it's that much less heavier for Snapchat. So what I'm doing here is basically removing anything that doesn't work or isn't necessary. So the tiny little details like the eyebrows, and the butterfly is definitely necessary though. And then we're going to export it in FBX because FBX I've seen works best in Lens Studio. And if you have some materials saved on the models, then you can export to Lens Studio these materials. So here we are in Lens Studio, and in Lens Studio, the layout right now looks a little different than from Lens Studio 5.0 to everything we had before. But what we're going to do is go to the asset library and look through the templates we have here. Snapchat and Lens Studio have a lot of templates that they made and some that other creators have made to make working easier. And then you go in and you search for the image marker template. And yeah, I'm scrolling, looking for it. There's a lot of templates definitely. So if you want me to show you how to use some of these templates, leave a comment down below. Because that sounds weird. This is my first YouTube video. But yeah, just follow everything you're seeing on screen right now and use the template I use exactly, and we'll get to the same results basically. So as you can see, I'm still getting the hang of the new layout because before, usually when you come into Live Studio, the templates are right there at the home page. But here you have to go into the workspace and then into the asset library to look for the templates. So I'm still getting used to that. But this is the exact template that I used for this folder. So once that template is installed, what you're going to do is basically import the tracking image, which was the image I showed at the beginning, and the model that we exported from Blender. It's best to have all of that in the same folder so it makes it easier for you to find them. And then when you bring so what we're going to do here is replace the marker image from the template and the model from the template and use our own templates. So you see on the asset browser down below, you have to go in, you click where it says image marker edit me, and then in the right you see the inspector and you see where it says marker texture. That's where you're going to change the marker image to the image of what you want the 3D model to be tracked onto, if that makes sense. And then we're going to drag our 3D model into the property editor from the asset browser. You scaling it here, but if the scale is fine by you when you import it, then that's fine. So I'm going to scale it, and because of how I want the model to appear on the image, I'm also going to rotate it. And then I'll drag all of that under, yeah, so I'm just going to delete all that and then I'll drag it under the marker template. So as you can see here, it's all there. And the cube is gone. So here I am rotating it because of how I want it to appear on the picture. You'll definitely you'll see it later on in the tutorial how I want it to look on the picture. So what I'm doing here is just making sure everything looks how I want it to look. Then you can also adjust the lights to be whatever you want it to be. It could be directional, it could be a point light, all the options here. It could be whatever you want it to be. So I chose that option and I activated shadows because I wanted to have shadows when it reacts with light. So it's up to you, it's entirely up to you. You might have a certain effect you want to get, or it might also be that you want it to react naturally to the light around you. That's why I use the dynamic environment map. So there, what we're checking is the project info to check the size, and this is where you put in the details of the filter. So this is where you put in, we can see that the size is way above 8 megabytes. 8 megabytes is the limit for Snapchat. That's why in Blender we were limiting the size. We're trying to reduce the size basically. So yeah, this is where you put your marker image. So you know in Snapchat that little filter icon. This is where you put that in. Then you could put a preview video. So when people open Snapchat, they see this preview video before they see or to see how your lens works. And then you tap there to send the lens to your phone to test. And yeah, that's where we're going to go next. So it's still sending now because my laptop is slow. But yeah, let's wait. You can still work on it while it's sending. And as you can see here, it has sent to my phone. So I'll show you what that looks like on my phone. So in Snapchat, this little icon pops up, that yellow icon, and that's the icon that's going to show up on Snapchat if you have not changed the lens icon to what you want it to be. But yeah, this is what it's going to look like on Snapchat. This is me testing it out, just to make sure that everything looks how I want it to. The paper's a little bit bent, so I think that's why the lens is shaky. Obviously, you can still optimize it to be better or to show in a certain way, or there's other ways to use the filter, and I can go more in depth into that if you want. And then now we're just going to go back to Lens Studio to do some final tweaks and then put all the details in Lens Studio. So all the details of the lens, we need to also make sure that it's the right size and it's how we want it to look and all of that basically, yeah. So you have to be a free because my laptop is really slow. But yeah, here I am, making sure the size is all right, adjusting the name. You could put the icon, you could put the lens preview, just basically make the filter your own, and all that is up to you. Yeah, that's everything basically.